If you're a person that gets hung up in the fix it mode of wanting to fix your health right now, to do something about it, I think you will appreciate this video. Hey, I'm Melissa with The Simple Life Wife. I make videos on brain retraining and the goodness of God. So with brain retraining, we're not supposed to fix it. We're not, like, when our health problems, we're not supposed to go researching it. We're not supposed to be thinking about it constantly of what could this be? How can I fix it? We're not, if we have a triggering moment of a health symptom coming up, we're not supposed to think, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? What we're supposed to do is give it to God. Just let God take care of it. That's what we're supposed to do. But I have a little thing that you could do that maybe it'll make you feel like you're doing something, and maybe that will help quench that little part of you that just really wants to feel like they're doing something. Okay, this is probably just annoying, what I'm going to say, because what I'm basically essentially saying is you get to do nothing. That's what you get to do. But let's hear me out. I recently gave birth just over a month ago, and I was doing the Bradley method, and one of the things that they taught me was, they said in the book, it said, which the book is Natural Childbirth, the Bradley Way. She said, relax as if your life depends on it. And I have been thinking about that in regards to brain retraining ever since. Relax as if your life depends on it. That's something you get to do. You get to relax, and it takes effort. It is not passive. And I'm going to give you a little story. So when I was they actually teach you how to actively relax, because just being still is not relaxing. You have to actively think through relaxing each muscle group, like it's talking about during a contraction. But think of this when you're triggered with a health symptom, when you're triggered to be anxious or do something or research, or all the things that come up. You need to actively relax your mind and body, particularly your mind. But with labor, when a contraction came on, you were supposed to just think of each muscle group, like you thought specifically of the muscle groups. They told you which position to lie in. You don't dare move your muscles. You are actively relaxing, because in labor, if you fight it, it actually makes it hurt. The contractions hurt worse. But when you're relaxing through it, your body's able to do what it needs to do and get the baby out more efficiently, quicker, and with less pain. And I think it's very comparable to brain retraining. When you relax as if your life depends on it, you are getting out of the way so that your nervous system can calm down. You are actively calming, which is what your body needs in that moment, more than anything else. That's what we're doing with brain retraining. We are actively calming our nervous system. So get out of the mindset that that it's just passive, that you're not doing anything, because this is probably one of the hardest things you'll do, is relax. You make yourself relax as if your life depends on it. And I'm not saying you have to sit in a certain way, but you can think about the different muscle groups, just work down. That'll help. For one thing, it'll keep your mind off from going in crazy ways, but it also, envision your muscles relaxing, and you are actively relaxing your mind too. You're actively finding peace and calm. So I don't know if that's going to be helpful to anyone or just annoying, but I have found it helpful thinking about it since, because it was so helpful during labor. Anytime I got a contraction, it looked like I was sleeping. I did this. Everything in my body, in my mind, wanted to clench up, because you have this extreme tightening going on in your uterus. So everything within you wants to fight that, but I was actively relaxing. I was making myself relax. And even when they were It was in a wheelchair. You know, when you get to the hospital, they will put you in a wheelchair no matter what and take you to the OB place to have your baby. And so they put me in the wheelchair, and I would just be talking, and then I would do this in the chair. I made myself, I I didn't care how awkward it was, like in the middle of like talking to the guy that was wheeling me. I just did this right in the middle of conversation, and he wheeled me in, and I was in a contraction. The nurses apparently thought I was sleeping, and then I gave birth less than 10 minutes later. And one of the nurses walked in and she was laughing after I had the baby. She said, "I cannot believe, I thought you were sleeping and then you had your baby." They just kept talking about how amazing it was. And a lot of people that do the Bradley method, they get that too. But I'm saying that, all that to say, take it to brain retraining. And whenever you're triggered and everything within you wants to fight and worry and be anxious, everything within you wants to do that and be scared, fearful. It's all rising, rising, rising because of, some physical trigger that came up or whatever your particular thing is. Relax. Just maybe this is how I'm envisioning when I got in the wheelchair. I started to feel the contraction, and so I just went, oh, until it was over. And then I was like, okay, and I can chat again. It worked in labor. I had a super fast labor. But anyway, I do think it'll help in brain retraining too. It's helped me to think through it like that. Whenever I'm tempted to be fearful and anxious, it's like, relax, as if your life depends on it. See you next time.